What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell for me so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comments section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not take money from my subscribers to invest for them. I do not have an investment trading program. So please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 12 free stocks, Webull is going to give you up to 12 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put at least 1 penny in that account. They're going to give you up to 12 free stocks if you're interested in that offer. At the end of this video, I want you to go down to the description box of the video. Click on that Webull link, open up your new account today, go get that free stock, go get that free money. Well, guys, I was looking at some statistics that I want to share with you. The first statistic is how much total savings does Americans have in 2022, and that number is $2.1 trillion. The next statistic I want to share with you is total debt for Americans in 2022, which is around $16 trillion. So we got 2.1 trillion in savings, but we got 16 trillion in debt. Now let's break that down just a little bit further. The average American household has about $4,500 in savings in 2022. The average American household has about $96,000 in debt in 2022. The Federal Reserve has said they need Americans to stop spending money. They want Americans to stop spending money on wants and just focus on necessities, right? But you might be asking yourself, well, if the average American has $4,500 in savings and they got $96,000 in debt, who's spending all the money? Well, let me tell you, in my opinion, who it is. Of that $2.1 trillion in savings, $1.4 trillion is held by people in that top 40% of earners in our country. So the bottom 60% of earners control about 600 to 700 billion, and the top 40% of earners control 1.4 trillion of that 2.1 trillion. So the top 40% of earners, income producers, are the ones that's doing the bulk of the spending, guys. See, because these wealthy folks, these well-to-do folks, these people who are making great incomes, they have the discretionary money to keep spending, taking nice vacations, buying luxury cars, buying nice jewelry, buying second homes, right? They have the ability, because of their income, because of their earnings, to be able to splurge on some of the finer things in life. But that bottom 60% of earners do not, right? And really, that 40% of top wage earners are the ones that are really, in my opinion, continuing to drive up inflation or continuing to drive up the prices of our goods and services that we use in this country. And again, I'm not pointing the finger at those people. They worked hard. They made money. They're good earners. Hey, why not spend it? And I can't knock them for that. But it affects 100% of our population, though, right? Here in the United States. Why? Because inflation is 8.3%, and the Federal Reserve is very hawkish on inflation. And the way they stop people from spending apparently not the top 40% of income earners, they don't, but the 60% of lower income earners, the way they stop them from spending is by increasing short-term interest rates. By increasing short-term interest rates, it makes it harder for Americans to borrow money, right? And let's face it, if I got $4,500 in savings and I got $96,000 in debt, I'm probably borrowing money to just take care of my basics. That's the sad truth. I'm probably borrowing money on my credit cards to take care of my basics. Because here's another statistic for you. The average household in America has about $6,300 in revolving credit card debt. And as interest rates go up, short-term interest rates, guess what rate goes up as well? That revolving credit card interest rate. So if I got $6,200 in debt and 2 months ago it was at 15.9%, as the Fed continues to increase short-term interest rate, that $6,200 that's at 15.9% could shoot up to 25.9%, right? So now I'm even in more trouble. So that's the troubling thing about what's happening with the Fed, man, is although the Fed is doing what they feel like they need to do in order to get us back down to a 2% inflation rate, which history tells us that's a healthy inflation rate for our economy. In order for us to come from 8.3% down to that 2%, they're going to have to continue increasing short-term interest rates. Now, there is argument on both sides of that. There are people out here that are saying the Fed is just too aggressive, because really the only people it's hurting are the people in that bottom 60% of wage earners. That's really who's hurting. They need to slow down and take a break on the rate hikes, because the rate hikes, who they're really trying to stop from spending is that top 40% of wage earners, which these people control all the wealth. They have the discretionary money. They have these high paying jobs or large investment portfolios or real estate that produces income. They have the disposable income to keep buying things. So really, who are you hurting? You're not really hurting them by increasing short-term interest rates, because they have the disposable income to keep buying. Really, who you're hurting, like I said, is that bottom 60% of wage earners, right? Those folks who are living paycheck to paycheck, right? That's really who is hurting, guys. And I'm gonna tell you something, that's most of Americans. Middle class income earners to low income earners. Those are the folks that suffer the most from these rate hikes by the Federal Reserve. I get it. We need to get ourselves back to a point where we have some price stability. And I think long term, having price stability does help that 60% bottom wage earners. It helps because it brings down prices. But in the short term, it hurts them because, like I said, they probably got to go borrow money in order just to make ends meet. And I think that's, again, like I said, that's the sad truth of this whole thing when it comes to inflation and really who's spending the money, who's really continuing to keep our economy overheated. In my opinion, it's that top 40% of wage earners, right? Now, having said that, what can I do if I'm a person that's in that 60% bottom half of wage earners? What can I do in order to protect myself going forward, or to get myself in a position where I got more than $4,500 in savings? Well, I think this is a perfect opportunity for people to increase their income, right? Whether it be learning a new skill set that can create more income for you, right? Maybe it's getting a certificate or a certification or that can take you from one income bracket to the next income bracket. Whether that's creating side hustles, right? Whereby you figure out a way to create more money in your spare time. No one works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. None of us do. We all have downtime. The question is, what are you doing with your downtime? Are you taking that downtime and turning it into production? Or are you taking that downtime and you're just being a consumer, right? Consumption, right? Production or consumption, right? You gotta make sure you're using that downtime to create more income sources. See, guys, the way to keep yourself out of harm's way financially is to always have multiple income streams. You gotta always have multiple income streams, right? That way you have the power, the financial power to be able to weather any storm. Right now, if I got one income stream and something happens to that income stream, I'm probably going to be thrown into a bankruptcy situation, especially if I only got $4,500 in savings and I got almost $100,000 in debt, because that's what the statistics tell us on average for American households, right? So if I lose that primary job, depending upon what my expenses are, yeah, I could be really in trouble financially within a month. So right now, while I have the opportunity, let me take some of my free time and develop some additional income streams. There are plenty of things out there, guys, that you can do, right? There are plenty of things that you can do in your downtime in order to generate income. Go out on the internet, do a Google search. What are the top 5 ways to earn income without any money? And then Google will populate and give you a lot of ideas. And then you just have to start picking which ideas make sense for you and then start trying to develop them in income streams. I got plenty of videos on the YouTube channel that will help you guys with that. Just go spend some time on the YouTube channel and find the videos, guys. They're there, right? So, number one thing, if I'm in that 60% bottom income earners, the number one thing I can do to improve my financial situation is to do what? Increase my income. But I do not increase my expenses. I increase my income, but I leave my expenses exactly where they're at. And then the third thing I want to do is I want to make sure I pay off any credit card debt. And then the fourth thing is I want to invest. I want to invest in assets that build wealth for me long term. And right now we're in a perfect situation because assets, at least paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, index funds, cryptos, all of those paper assets are what? On sale, deeply, heavily discounted. This is when it's a great opportunity to buy them while they're deeply discounted, and then you just hold them long term, and that's how you build wealth, guys. But you gotta what? Make more income, manage your expenses. Of course, you gotta pay off any revolving variable rate credit card debt, and then you gotta start investing. Obviously, it goes without saying, you gotta have an emergency fund as well. All right, guys, drop me some comments and let me know what you think about those statistics. Average American, $4,500 in savings. Average American family, basically $100,000 in debt, right? Top 40% of wage earners control $1.4 trillion of the savings in America, right? It's only 2.1 trillion, right? They control 1.4 of it. Top 40% earners. Drop me some comments and let me know what you think about that. If you want those 12 free stocks from Webull, I want you to click on that link down in the description box. Go open that new Webull account today, man. You're going to get up to 12 free stocks. Go get that free stock, man. Go get that free money. If you stop by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions.
And in those 1 hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.